Books, in many ways, are just like people. Most are mediocre. And that is just true. If everyone is great, then greatness will be the new mediocrity. But every now and then, we are blessed with the truly great. For instance, this greatness could be in the observation of human behaviors and understanding. For instance, like John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath, or in the pure imagination, like J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter. Or it could be in grandest of scale, like La Miserable by Victor Hugo. The book I'm about to review is none of those. However, it is one of a very, very good books I have read in a very long time. Hello everyone, welcome to Harry's Book Cafe. As I've said in the introduction, Hidden Picture isn't the greatest book ever. It is, however, one of the really, really good books I have read in a very long time. So I would really like to share this particular book with you. It is a horror book, so it's very, very timely, so to speak, in October. However, what makes this book rather interesting, or more interesting than most of the other horror genre, is because some part of the communication, some part of the storytelling in this book is done by drawing. Okay, so let me explain. But first of all, let me get to the plot line for you. It's very interesting. So the story centers around a young woman. She's only 19 years old. She had a very promising, or had a very promising athletic career. She was a runner, and she was doing really, really well. Unfortunately, she was involved in a car accident, and it took her a very long time to recover. During that recovery, her doctor prescribed some very, very strong painkillers. By the time she fully recuperated, she was addicted to those drugs, and she became an addicted. However, lucky for her, or fortunate for her rather, there was a coach who used to be coaching the junior teams of a major university athletic team. So he became her sponsor, and he was very motivational, he was very caring, and he pushed her to go back onto the straight track, pardon the pun. And she was a motivated young woman. She was quite easy to work with, and she wanted to put her life back on track herself. So with the coach's help, she managed to find a job being a nanny for a rather well-off family in the suburban, salubrious part of Philadelphia. She went to the interview, she got the job, everything is tickety-boom. The kid she was babysitting was a five-year-old boy. He was actually very easy to work with. He's contained, obedient, and he's quite happy to play on himself, to draw lots of pictures, and everything was fine. They even have a cottage in the back of their garden where the nanny can use as accommodation. It has all the facilities that a single woman could possibly want. So she was happy, the family was happy, and they made everything they can to make her feel right at home. Everything goes well, except strange things start to happen. And those strange things took the form of drawings by this 5-year-old kid. Most of his drawings are stick figures, happy, sunshine, and flowers and insects, all this happy stuff. But every now and then he produces something truly sinister, truly creepy. And when asked, he said he was directed by Anya. Anya was an imaginary friend of this 5-year-old kid. I'm gonna put some pictures here on the screen so you can have a look. So cute, 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 not so cute, and this last one is downright sinister. So the nanny was becoming increasingly concerned about those drawings, because if you see something like this, you would be concerned yourself, right? And she starts to ask him who Anya is. And one thing leads to another. He was, in the beginning, quite happy to divulge the story of who Anya is, but increasingly he became more mealy-mouthed and rather jealous of the secret, so he started to not being very communicative. And things get really, really sinister as the story progresses. The pictures, for instance, so the picture I just show you, right, they are clearly drawn by a kid. But the picture in the later part of the book are far more detailed. Shadows and lights and compositions, everything was phenomenal. And it cannot be drawn by a 5-year-old kid. It can only be drawn by an artist or an art student. So something truly eerie is happening because the kid didn't draw it, the nanny didn't draw it, the parents were freaked out. So who is drawing these pictures, right? And those advanced pictures are becoming even more sinister than what the kid was drawing. So there's clearly something going on. Now, I don't want to tell you what happened because I don't. What's happening is towards the end of the book when everything became clear, and it became clear rather slowly. And as I was reading this book, I felt that realization, I felt that conclusion coming slowly. As I realized what's going on slowly throughout the last few chapters, my hair on my arm and the back of my neck just standing up because it is phenomenal. There's a massive, massive twist at the end of the book. And as I said, the conclusion comes along rather slowly. It's not like, boom, you understand everything. It trundles rather than crashes into your understanding. And I just felt this creepiness all over. It is fantastic. You really, really need to read this book and just enjoy the last couple of chapters when everything becomes clear. It is phenomenally well done. I really love the way that the novel was written. It is well written, is simple and succinct. It's something that I really enjoy, that directness. There's, you know, the story was placed in a sort of linear fashion. There's no jumping back and forth. Sometimes that's fantastic, but sometimes that can be slightly confusing. But this one is just linear. What I say is, the book isn't very scary, especially not in the first few parts of the novel. You know, you read it quite normal, and it can be a little bit slow burn, again, in the first parts of the novel as the writer is setting the scene and giving the history of who the main characters are. But you don't feel bored because the book is quite well written and it's very direct and succinct, so it works in that way. And even when the nanny starts realizing the kids clearly has something going on here, another presence in the house, it still wasn't very scary. It's not like the Stolen Town that really make you looking over your shoulder all the time. It's atmospheric, but you don't feel scared, but you still enjoy the novel. You still want to find out what's going on very, very much. And that slow sort of pace really works well with this book. And as I said, even the conclusion in the last part, it trundles rather than crashes. So everything, the pace is always pretty much standard. There's no jarring parts that clearly seems out of place. There's none of that. And everything worked the way it should. And that's where the beauty of this book lies. It is so well paced, so well balanced. You can't help but appreciate this book as a work of art on its own. And the artwork inside, as the pictures I showed you, there are many, many more pictures. I haven't showed you everything, so I really want you to just get the enjoyment out for yourself. Even the pictures are just fantastic, well done. It really helps to push the narrative further and make it the way that it's supposed to be, helping it to build that pressure, build build up that sort of expectation and wondering of what's going on, is, as I said in the beginning, quite unusual to use this particular medium to communicate of a story. But as you read towards the end, you understand why this is essential. It is essential to put those pictures there. It's not, I mean, from the plot line's perspective, it is essential. But obviously, the plot line was invented by the writer, and it's fantastically well done. I really, truly enjoy this book. And it is a book that I have really appreciated for quite a long time. As I've said in the beginning of our introduction, most of the books are mediocre, right? That's why there's a thing called average. Most of them are average. But you have the greatest, and you have the truly rubbish. But this one is certainly above average, and I really, truly enjoyed it. I really did. And you can probably hear it from my voice. I'm quite passionate about reviewing this particular book. I truly loved it. It is not my all-time favorite, it certainly isn't, but is up there. It is up there, and I really recommend you guys to give it a try. It's only 99p at the moment on Kindle, so take this opportunity, have a look. Absolutely fantastic. You won't regret it, I promise you that. It is a new channel, and like all channels, it really does need many helps from viewers just like you. So please, if you like the video, give it a thumb up. Subscribe. It does help with YouTube's algorithm. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. Until next time, cheerio.